Yo, what's up guys? It's Pi here, the Crypto Pi, and today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin because Bitcoin will indicate what the market is doing, guys. So let's take a look on what Bitcoin has been doing the last day, and if it went to my area or not. Right, so yesterday, guys, this is the daily chart, by the way, so let's zoom in a little bit more on the 12-hour. Yesterday we were in this consolidation here, right, and I said, well, we can either make that inverted head and shoulder, but I didn't like the volume on it compared to here, right? So I was more leaning a little bit more bearish, in that case, and I mean, it worked out pretty well. So looking on the 6-hour here, we are at the 618 here, around that 0.65. Well, can it still be a inverted head and shoulder? It can, definitely. I mean, you had a wick down here, right? And technically it can even go as low as nearly the head. So but I'm not a big fan of that pattern anyways that much. So I'm more about the algo targets and stuff. You know how it is, guys. That's just the way I trade, right? There's no right or wrong way to trade. It's just everyone has their own style, and I believe way more in the Fibonacci's than into these crazy head and shoulder patterns. Okay, and they work out pretty well, but as you can see, they also fail quite often. So it's just the way you look at it, right? So well, the 6-hour most of you guys don't have, so let's jump in on the 4-hour, so you will have this chart at least. So what do I think here, guys? Well, do I think it will go lower? As I pointed out on my Twitter, guys, if you're not following my Twitter, follow my Twitter at twitter.com/pygos. I put a chart there and I said this is your first area of interest, right? This is your second area of interest. And then I had another box around this entire thing, because basically what this is, it's a gap, right? Like we talked about yesterday. Well, we filled the first part of it, right? But we need to still fill this part. Well, if we drop. So if it drops lower than the 6.5, it will most likely just go, and it goes, all the way to the bottom around 5.8k. And then bounce. Now we have to look at some things here, right? So looking at the RSI here, we're currently at 24 on the 4-hour. On the 6-hour, we're at 29. Well, where were we at this 6-hour, guys? We were at around 24 on the 6-hour. Okay, I know you guys don't have the 6-hour, but I have to go through these. Okay, then the 12-hour, this one was oversold here. Well, that was here already. So here it wasn't too oversold. But you do need to look at these RSI profiles, guys, in order to kind of, tell you a little story, if we can fall further or not. It's certainly not a bad time to just buy in a little bit. My Neo didn't get filled, nearly got filled. I just keep my order there. If it shows me an uptrend, cool. I just jump in on the uptrend. But if I want to buy in all this mess, well, I want to be sure that I buy into like some kind of big panic, right? Which this is obviously a big panic, guys. So big panics, that's okay to buy, right? After a certain percentage. Like, you don't want to be like, oh yeah, panic, the first candle down and you buy already. No, you wait a few. Guys. Then you buy, right? Then you're okay. Let's say you bought here, you were okay, right? I mean, yes, you went through some trouble, but you were okay. So buying big panic is okay, and then but that's a whole different video I might make. It's someone else's method, and I do use it sometimes. It's basically buying the panic and then selling into the bounce back up to the support line. It can be quite dangerous, so you need to scale in the right way. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I'll buy all in here, and then it drops further, and well, I guess you're hanging with the bag at least until it bounces back up. And if it doesn't bounce that high, well, then you didn't average in. So but that's for an entirely different video. So yeah, guys, basically this is where we're at, right? So 618, like I said, we have this gap here. Does it need to be filled? Well, that's up to you. It can be filled. Like, if it falls down here, it can definitely be filled up. If this is filled up, then we're all done, right? We filled everything here. We filled this big wick that happened here. We filled this big, not wick, this big candle that happened here. Well, we filled this part now. that happened here. So we only have this part left, right? That's how you can look at it. Or at the same time, we are at my zone at the 618 here, right? I do definitely keep that in mind. That's why I want to see some kind of well, this is definitely not good to see, guys. Wicks to the upside. I mean, that's rejection to the upside, right? What you want to see is I want to see some big wicks down. That's also when my Neo order will be getting picked up, right? If big wicks down happen on Bitcoin, well, guess what? Neo will just follow for a little bit, and you know, definitely will probably get picked up. Then I was nearly picked up already. So, but if these wicks happen, that's also bullish, right? Because then you have wicks to the downside, which means, well, it got rejected to the downside, and on a big trading pair like Bitcoin, right, where there's a lot of volume, then these big wicks, they tell you a lot. If it happens on a small coin, guys, it doesn't tell you all that much because it's easy to manipulate. But on Bitcoin, it's totally different, right? These wicks told you a lot. Big wick to the up, big wick to the up, big wick to the up. And then, I mean, you have some wicks to the downside, but the wicks to the upside are bigger, right? So that kind of just tells you. So right now, we have more wicks to the upside than you got small ones to the downside, but we still need to see some kind of panic to the downside before we can go up, in my opinion, right? And I mean, just looking at the RSI, it doesn't necessarily need to happen, right, guys? You need to keep that in mind. Looking at the RSI, I mean, it is quite low, right, on the 4 hour 25. If we go on the 1 hour, well, the 1 hour can definitely drop some more, you know, get back to this level right here, 18 or so. So, you know, that's kind of what you're looking for, right? So you're just trying to solve the puzzle here. That's just what we're trying to do here. We're trying to solve the puzzle. And well, and if it goes back up, guys, well, don't just immediately expect we're getting new highs. What you can expect is, you know, you take a Fibonacci from the top here and you take it to this down here, right? Well, then you go look at the levels. 38.2 is right up here. It's same as the wicks, right? And then you have the 0.5 up here. Well, and after that, it's iffy if we're gonna make it or not, right? So definitely keep that in mind as well. So I mean, that's pretty much the update I have for you on Bitcoin, guys. And some people in the comments, like on my self-key video, where I made that video for other people that also asked, like, hey, you know, is a bounce possible? Well, it was possible, right? That we would get a double bottom on that 618. Let me just quickly go on the key chart so you guys can see, right? So I said it's possible here because you have a double bottom. And we got a slight bounce, but not much, right? And then it fell. And apparently some people held on, even though I said if it gets below the 6.5, it's most likely just gonna keep dropping. You never know for sure. That's entirely true. However, your probabilities are on your side. Well, and I mean, you know, you don't need to listen. That's fine. That's fine. You will find out yourself that these fibs work perfectly. And this fib was hard to find, obviously, that this was the top and not these, because these are all this whole zone. Quickly, right? This whole zone is a bull trap. So, but this here works perfectly fine. So we're at 786. Now someone's asking, you know, I bought in at, what was it, like 252 or something, and you know, is it going up? Well, we already had a bounce at 786, so will it go back up further? I mean, we had the bounce. We just have a just as big chance that we fall back to the next zone at the 886, around 177 to 180 Satoshi. Now, when can you buy this? Like I said, guys, if there's panic, right? This is panic, right? This is, well, it's decent panic. It's not real panic, but it's decent panic. So it panicked, right? A little bit. And then you got a little pop. But this is not panic. When it panics, it's like, boom, it will probably fall to here, and then you will see a little bounce. And I mean, this here is real panic, okay? So you cannot, and you cannot ask me, like, should I sell or should I buy, right? If you ask me that question, I cannot answer that. That's up to you. That's entirely up to you. That's entirely up to any trader, right? So I just want to keep that. I cannot tell you what to do, guys, right? I can only give you advice based on the chart. I don't give financial advice. I just give technical analysis, right? I just tell you what's on the chart and what I think is likely to happen. and what I act on, not what you need to do. You need to figure that out yourself, right? As easy as a signal group, etc. is, I'm not for that. You know, I'm totally against that, because signal groups, all they do, well, there's some good ones, right? But there's a lot of bad ones. A lot of them go into like these super small cap coins. Well, guess what? The guy will buy in, the owner, and then he will tell you like, yeah, this is a really good one, and then you all jump in, right? And then you know, the price goes up and he dumps on you. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that, guys. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much Bitcoin for you. I went a little bit over the key, so you know, self key. I mean, so yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, guys, for this video. Also, if you're not in my Telegram yet, join up with the CryptoPies blog, where you can ask me any question, you can ask other people questions. It's just a great chat box to be in, right? Let's see what went on here. We had a video here malfunction, a bunch of news articles. So yeah, the ETF, this is huge news, guys. If the ETF takes place on August 10th, I think we will see an increase of about, well, I mean, let's say, it's hard to say, right? 5 to 10% at least in that day, perhaps more. Simply because of, and maybe before that, right? We'll have to see if the news gets into account before that. But ETF, that's big, guys. Then a lot of people will feel a lot more safe because it's regulated by SEC, etc. Right? Regulations, guys, as long, I mean, some people are against it. You know, I'm not. Because if you get regulations, you have to see, you know, that's when big money can get in. So I mean, you know, it's definitely getting a little less decentralized then, but hey, big money will get in at least. So yeah, join up with that, guys. Join up with the CryptoPies blog. Also, join up with the CryptoPies feed, where I post all my videos, post about upcoming ICOs. When I find the ICO, I'll tell you guys about it, to whitelist for it, and so you can enter the sale when it's there, right? What I look for is projects. Well, I favorite definitely infrastructure projects, so blockchains, etc. And what I look for is a good team, an MVP, and good token metrics, right? So basically a low market cap, so so we can all make money, because that's what we're in for, right? We're in it for the money, that's for sure. I mean, I'm definitely also in it for the technology, guys, don't get me wrong, but I do want to see a nice increase. I don't want to see a big decrease, right? So yeah, so if I tell you to whitelist for something, it's most likely because I looked into it pretty deep, right? As in, you know, the team, I checked out who the team is, I checked out all the token metrics, probably checked out a lot of the white paper. I mean, I do glance over it, I don't read every single detail, you don't need to, guys, right? I often check out the utility of the token, what is the token really used for, etc., right? So those things are really important if you look at an ICO. So yeah, guys, and I mean, this is also something I posted, like I said, you know, our area of interest 1, area of interest 2, and then you had that massive candle of areas that could perhaps be tested again. So this is the candle we were talking about, and we fell to this zone right here. So, you know, that's something I post as well. I also post it on Twitter, so follow me on both. Also, guys, follow me on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Pygos, where I go live when certain things will happen on Bitcoin, or on you know, sometimes we do the crypto market roundup there. We'll probably, I mean, we might do it again on Friday. We'll have to see, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, both telegrams will be in the description below, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit that post notification button, and if you got any questions at all, leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.